Hey, it's me, Albert, with Two Tribes Primal Living, and kind of just wanted to talk to the camera a little bit. I got a lot on my mind today. Uh, Probably mostly um tired. We had a hellacious windstorm here last night. I think we were looking 70, 75-mile-an-hour gusts of wind from 3 o'clock in the morning on into probably 8 a.m. So we were up, things are flying around. Solar panels. I had to get up and check solar panels, make sure they didn't fly off the roof, stuff like that. But it. Besides that, I've got a few things on my mind that I just wanted to share. First of all, um, being out here in the middle of nowhere, off grid, um, you know, people have a tendency, and I was reminded today by somebody who made some comments, about living off grid and why do you have cell service? What do how do you do? Why are you doing YouTube if you're off grid? You shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't have those capabilities and whatnot. I can't help that the location that we happen to be at. There happens to be a valley that faces a town that provides us with cell service. So I am able to upload videos and whatnot, and the whole definition of off grid has taken on a meaning to people. And I'm not an Amish. I'm not Amish. I don't reject technology because of my religious belief systems or anything like that. So technology is a tool that if I don't know something, I'll Google it. I'll look it up. I don't care. I mean, what kind of idiot wouldn't use the resources that are available to him? I didn't create cell service out here. It just there happened to be one out here, and so I utilize it. I don't. We don't have internet. We don't have Wi-Fi. We don't, have anything. I have to use my phone as a hotspot, which I pay for. I pay for all that. But being off grid, to me, it's kind of like we don't have water service here. I spent a whole day the other day trying to figure out why we weren't getting water into our tanks. And this is one of the things that people don't understand, that you can't just pick up the phone out here and call and say, hey, we don't have any water. You have to find out why. And we don't have electricity, but that either. So we don't have a power grid out here. There's no power. There's no phone service. There's no gas lines. Everything is you figure it out. So we spent the other day troubleshooting the water system here, and it comes from a spring that is fed by a snow melt up in the mountains, and it was running, but we weren't getting any water. So we figured it out. We found out that the plastic PVC that we used to pipe the water down from. We're talking about a quarter mile that this water comes down from. So there's a lot of PVC pipe that runs from the top of a mesa all the way down to where we're at. So it's all gravity fed. So the PVC pipe that we used, it had been sitting out in the sun, and it had been heated up. So once we started piping water through it, just like metal, PVC contracts when it gets cold. So all the connections from sitting during the winter, they were all tested. So when that cold water ran through that pipe, all the unions and connections that were in series in that line all contracted. So one of them disconnected, and it was just pouring out all over the field. So we found that out, and we got that fixed, and water started flowing. Well, there's mice out here, and mice know where to find water. They absolutely know where to find water. So we got that fixed, and lo and behold, we have another section of pipe that we had to repair because the mice had gotten underneath it and chewed a hole through it, about the size of a quarter to $half, and that was their little drinking fountain. So we had to fix that. So being off grid is not, not having cell service or access to cell service or something like that. When you have to figure something out because something went wrong, you can't just pick up the phone and go, "Hey, somebody come turn on my water," or my electricity's not working. If my solar panels would have flown off the roof last night during the windstorm, guess what? I'd have had to figure that out. But I think that's the misconception that people have is if you have cell service or if you have some kind of outlet to technology, that you're not really doing the off-grid thing. But I think that's bullshit, and I'll call it bullshit because if you want to come fix my pipes when my pipes don't work and figure it out on minimal resources, and you can say that I'm not doing what I'm doing out here. But another thing, that's one issue that was on my mind that I just wanted to clear up, that you can't just call somebody out here. Even if you get injured, there's not a way. I mean, there is a 911 address that we have to provide, but by the time they find us, if it's something serious, you're pretty much screwed. So, but like I said, the whole off-grid thing, define what you consider off-grid for yourself. That's like, love. People can say love is this and love is that, and I love you, and I love this and I love that. But, what's the real meaning of love? So off-grid is the same thing as love. Other thing, that being out here, we're away from everybody is, as husband and wife, I don't think people realize the closeness that as a couple that you experience being out here off grid. For the most part, Nikki and I get along. We're out here. We're best friends. We're doing what we love doing. But sometimes, there are disagreements. There are things that we don't agree on, and sometimes, just like in any marriage, things can turn into a little bit of a disagreement or an argument as to how things should be done, why things should be done, where things should go. We're confined to a tiny cabin where we don't have a lot of room, and so we're packing everything in. So sometimes things are in the way, and sometimes you got this here and you got this here, and these are the realities of even living in a large home. People don't get along because somebody didn't pick up their socks, or somebody didn't put their clothes in the laundry basket, or there's dishes in the sink. Because of pests and critters and whatnot that are around here, we can't leave a sink full of dishes at night. We have to clean everything while we can, when we can, and we do all that as a team. So sometimes, just like any two people on the planet, there's going to be disagreements and there's going to be altercations where you don't see it the same way, and that's okay. So, but the thing about that is, being out here, it's not like being in town where you can just get in your car and go, I'm going to go for a ride. We can go out, go out for a walk, but you have to learn to forgive quick out here. You have to learn to forgive fast, and you have to learn to forget immediately. You can't hold on to grudges out here when it's just you and your wife. I mean, your lives depend on each other, or our lives depend on each other. I would hate to be in an argument or in a disagreement or angry with her, or her angry at me over something, and something goes wrong, or one of us gets in a situation where we need the other one. So you have to learn to forgive fast. You can't hold on to bullshit. You just can't hold on to it, because there is no there's nobody else out here. We have each other to talk to. We have each other to keep company with, besides the dog. But I think that as a married couple being out here, before coming out here, we pretty much spent 24/7 um, uh, um, time together. I mean, we worked together, we lived together, we trained together, we did everything together. We were so out here is no different. But the only difference is now our lives absolutely depend on each other. So if if we do have a disagreement or anything like that, it's got to be resolved quickly. You can't hold on to that shit. You have to learn to, and you have to let it go. So being out here off grid, where there's nobody else to dump your problems on or dump your issues on, you have to learn to love your spouse even more than you ever imagined, because for both of us, we're all we have out here. Um, you know, the other thing that I was reminded of today or the last couple of days is, because we do have internet access and we do have our phones out here, we have um, access to social media. So sometimes when we're just sitting around doing nothing, we'll log on to social media and see what's going on the planet, and people are all over the place. Everybody's dealing with this crisis in their own way. I don't think that there's two people on this planet, whether it's a family, whether it's an individual, whether it's a community of people that are dealing with this situation, exactly the same. I mean, you've got people who are gung ho. This is the biggest lie on the planet, and the conspiracy theorists are called fear mongers, and all you're doing is spreading fear and stupidity, and then those guys are telling people you aren't taking it serious, and you need to be worried about what the future holds. And then there's some people who are just out there partying their asses off, and they don't give a shit about what's going on. And then you've got the people who are absolutely obsessively fearful of stepping outside their house. So they've isolated themselves away from everybody and everything. And you know the planet has never been in this situation before. So there is no right or wrong way to deal with this situation, this crisis with this virus, and the economy that is collapsing around it. Around us as we sit here and just wait for the next batch of news to come through of what's next. Can we go out? Can we go back to our lives? Are we ever going to go back to our lives? Is this going to happen? Is this, my opinion is it's not. My opinion may be different than your opinion, and your opinion may be different than your friend's opinion, your uncle's opinion, or your aunt's opinion, or your teacher's opinion, or whoever's opinion is that you oppose. My point is with this is there is no right or wrong opinion in this. Everybody's dealing with this through a perception or a perspective that, quite frankly, is a journey. You don't know the things that you know right now because somebody else lived your life for you. You know the things that you know right now, and you know the way to react and respond right now to situations is because you've developed those characteristics, that personality throughout a lifetime. It's not something that somebody sat you down, hooked up probes to your head, and said, okay, this is who you are. No, you had successes, and you had failures, and you had happiness, and you had trauma, and you've had a lifetime of events that have gotten you to this point today. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what profession you're in. It doesn't matter what social level you're at, or what your health is, or what your health isn't. It's all our own perception that we're temporarily here experiencing. And I guess what I'm trying to say is whatever feels right is how you should respond. If you feel like it is your responsibility to not prevent a virus and not infect people, and it is your responsibility to stay at home, then stay at home and be you, be who you are through this. You know, if you're this prepper who has 700,000 rounds of ammunition, and you've got a cellar full of food and water tanks, um, that will support you through the next 40 years in a bunker, do that. If you know you're just somebody who is sitting there and going, this is not making sense to me, this doesn't seem right, I'm losing my freedoms, I'm losing my rights, I'm watching my friends, I think I should stand up and I should say something, then do that. If you're somebody who just wants to be here for a good time and not a long time, do that. It's what feels right to you is how you're going to get through this situation. There's no one right way. There's no one answer. You know, for me and Nikki, it was it was not us running away from the situation. It was us running to our idea of what it would be like to live. You know, we did prepare. We do believe certain things that other people would otherwise say. You know, you're fear mongering or this, or you're fear mongering that, and I don't give a shit. You know, I'm gonna say what I say. I'm gonna say what I want to say about it because that's who I am. I'm not gonna allow somebody else's opinions to make me emotional and forget who I am. And I think that's what's happened to society as a whole. You know, we've forgotten that we are all individuals, you know, whether it's a black one or a white one or a red one or a yellow one or a gay one or a straight one or a transgender one or whatever you want to, however you want to break us down, as labeled people. A smart one, a dumb one, a successful one, a failure one, all these things that are labels that people have developed as their identity have created a separation within humanity that is so far um, out there. It is so far away from who we are as human beings. I mean, we're living in a time where an opinion, one person's opinion, could decide the fate of an entire family relationship, where one opinion can decide whether or not somebody is going to take their weaponry and enter into a store and start shooting people up. You know, we live in this time where the opinion of a person is what identifies a person, and that is not what we are. That is not what humans are. You know, your religion, your gender, your race, your sex preference, all these things do not make us who we are. The vibration of life that is within us, whether you call it God, whether you call it Jesus, whether you call it Buddha or the universe or everlasting energy or infinite power or whatever you want to call it, the Holy Spirit, all these things are the vitality, the reason that we exist. You know, these trees behind me, the ground beneath me, the sky above me, everything is connected. Everything is on a vibration that was put here in this existence with the vibration of creation, with the vibration of truth, with the vibration of love, and the vibration of integrity. And, you know, we as human beings have been separated from that. We've been separated to the point where if you think one way and I think one way, we're different people, and we shouldn't interact with each other. And you know, especially in this crisis, you know, I feel that humanity is being driven apart, little by little by little by little. Let it be the media, let it be scientists, let it be physicians, let it be the government or the bankers or whoever we believe is creating this issue or why this issue is here. You know, there's only three reasons why we have this issue right now with this virus is either it was accidental, either it was intentional, or either it was natural. And it really doesn't matter at this point right now because bad things are happening to all of us. There's not one person on this planet who can avoid what's going on out here. You know, I also heard had a comment that you're out there hiding in the mountains and you don't have to face the realities that we do. Well, yes, I do. You know, I have to go into town and we have to go get supplies and we have to, you know, break away from our sanctity here and if we go into town one time and touch the wrong thing, guess what I'm bringing out here? I'm bringing a virus out here that potentially could kill us both. But so it's not like we because we're out here we're not part of that issue. So there's not a soul on this planet that can hide from this thing, and I think the only way we're going to get through it is to be authentic with ourselves through it. If you feel led to prepare, then you should prepare. If you feel led to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day and drink a gallon of whiskey or 2 cases of beer or a bottle of wine, go ahead, do that. If you feel compelled to share truth and your perspective of what's going on, then like I said, that's what you should do. But we can't do it separate. We can't do this divided. We're looking to the people who created this problem or who have created this problem to solve this problem. And I think we give them too much power. I think we give the authorities and we give the officials that should be helping us to do this. I think we give them too much power, where people and their needs of prosperity and freedom, I think those are the needs. We were brought into this world, and I'm gonna use the word God here. God created us as free spirits, as free souls. So there should be no confinement for us as human beings, as individuals in this planet. And like I said, I just wanted to talk to the camera, talk to you guys, and just share my perspective. Me personally, I feel a calling upon my life to help people sort through the confusion and sort through the chaos that is going on right now. There's a lot of information rattling around in his head that I've collected over the years of research and digging deeper than most people are willing to dig. I'm not afraid of truth. I'm not afraid of understanding what really makes the world go round. So I don't cower down from truth, and I don't cower down from reality of what's behind the curtain. I want to know what's behind the curtain. I want to know who's behind the curtain. So, like I said, I have a calling on my life to answer questions and help people to understand, if financially, what am I supposed to do? Stack gold, stack silver, we're in an economic crisis. We're in the middle of an economic collapse. The dollar is having issues right now. So protect your wealth. Buy gold, buy silver. There's no other way to do it. You can't buy stocks. You can't put it in an IRA. You can't put it in a CD. You can't put it in a savings account. You can't put it in a 401k, because all those things are diminishing right now as they just sit there. And I understand economics. I did not understand economics until September, but now it all makes sense to me on what's going on. Food, water, medical supplies, anything that you might need to hunker down for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, we've already went through it. People bought up all the toilet paper and hand sanitizer and stuff like that. Which, you know, you're you know that's what you do. It's okay. You know, people are gonna get pissed off. People are gonna get irate. But be you. Be who you are. You know, share who you are with people. You know, there's no harm in sharing who you are with people. But like I said, I just wanted to unload all this and you know, hopefully that clears up for anybody who is questioning who do I think I am, what do I think I'm doing, why am I doing it here? Um, I'm a free man, and my goal is to remain a free man. Um, and that's my wife's goal too. She's a free woman, and our goal is to remain free people. So it's starting to get cold out here. Sun has gone down. I think it's time for me to go ahead and wrap this video up. I don't even know how long I've been talking to this camera right now, but I just wanted to unload on that and unload all those thoughts. You know, and just hopefully some of this makes sense to you. Some of this makes sense to the situation that you're in, the situation that we're all going through. I mean, we're obviously, you know, all in this together. I've heard that slogan used multiple times, and you know, it shouldn't have been like that. Just because of this crisis, it should have been like that before. We should have all, as a human body, as a collective consciousness of individuals experiencing this reality, as we are, you know, we should have all been doing this together through this entire time, you know. But you know, we're going to see what happens. You know, only the future is going to tell what happens when it happens and how bad it's going to happen. So y'all be safe out there. Take care of each other, and you know, if anybody has any questions, anybody has any concerns, or anybody thinks I might know something that they might want to hear about, let me know. That's what I'm here for. So take care.